I'm gonna have to warn you right now. This video is a giant but fantastic waste of your time. It's also about an idiot who decided to find the rarest play in football. A quest so dumb it can only be described as dumb. And guess what? In the end, I succeeded. So let me take you to a time far, far away. Back in the day, there were these things called newspaper. It's where these people would type things out and then they would print them. And then you would read them while taking a shit instead of doom scrolling. Look, this isn't a flashback to when people wore onions on their belts.
Which was the style at the time.
The year is 1994, and a young 17-year-old 5 Points is reading his local paper's sports section where they recapped high school football games. In the recap, the author mentions that during the game when the first quarter ended, the team in possession of the ball was stopped at the 50-yard line with 5 yards to go on second down. Seems insignificant, right? Now, I remember these following words very clearly. That meant that when the first quarter ended and the second quarter began, neither the chains nor the down marker needed to be moved for the next play. The field flipped and the volunteer chain crew got to continue to sip coffee and freeze their nuts off without having to move. One of life's serendipitous moments of pure laziness that makes it worth living. Like pushing down the trash into the trash can so you don't have to take it outside. Or, being an influencer. I remember reading this odd call out and thinking, it's time to wipe. And so I forgot about this particular play until the other day when I thought, has this scenario ever happened in the NFL? And is there actual footage of it happening? And so the dumbest quest on earth began. And we'll get to that right after this word from our sponsor. The quest to find the rarest and laziest play in football history. Setting out from the Shire, in my mind, I wondered if there were any other dorks like me who, number one, would even notice if this has ever happened, and number two, would even bother to track this stat at all, or give it a name. Should we call it the field flipper, the lazy chain gang, the flip and sip, the no movement Santa Claus? Let's call it the 50 flip, something I think you can understand. I do like the flip and sip though. Let's recap what we're looking for. A quarter ends with the ball exactly on the 50-yard line and the team in possession has 5 yards to go for a first down. If a quarter ends and the ball was on, say, the 1-yard line, the chain gang would have to schlep 99 yards to the other end of the field to set up. But not the 50 flipper. Oh no, in this case, the chain gang does not have to move. They can take the whole 2 minutes and 30-second commercial break off, maybe even run to the pisser, make a few hundred Tinder swipes, or play words with friends. It truly is laziness personified. But finding this play would send me on a wild goose chase. First, I tried Googling to see if some other schmuck had done the research for me and I could pull an Illuminati and just copy and paste their work. None of you even knew about the 50 flipper before today, and nobody on earth besides dumbass me is going to do this research. I can tell you that for sure. I tried everything too. I typed in the following search criteria. First and 5, ball on the 50, end of quarter. Quarter expires with ball on 50 and 5 to go. Flip and sip, question mark. Angela White, 3, whoa, how did that get in there? If you know, you know. So I know what the hardcore nerds are thinking right now. StatHead. You see, StatHead is a site made by the football reference geeks, and it allows you to find obscure stats from any sport in a deep database that goes back decades. In fact, to 1994 when this quest unofficially started. But would they be able to help me find the flip and sip? Well, I tried, but I just couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that experienced in using StatHead. Every search I did kept giving me unsatisfying data or taking me someplace I just didn't understand. Or wasn't what I was looking for. This sounds like dating. It looked like the quest was dead. Google yielded nothing, and StatHead looked like a dead end. Until I messaged my buddy Dave Ruskovsky from Ruskovsky Sports. Dave and I have collabed on weird baseball fields, and his Twitter account is legendary as he is currently searching for and outlining every weird high school baseball field in America. Please give him a follow. I explained to him what the 50 flipper was, and he got it right away because he's smart, and he showed me a section of StatHead I wasn't aware of called Play Finder. He gave me the basic criteria I should plug in and showed me a graphic on what to do. And so I did, and it was close, but not quite what I was looking for. But he did put me on the right path. But in using his parameters and the Play Finder function, I figured out what I needed to type in. I plugged in the following. It had to be the second or the fourth quarter. There had to be 15 minutes left on the game clock, meaning it was the start of the quarter, and it could be any down, but it had to be 5 yards to go. I hit search and nothing. Damn it. Oh wait, I just needed to scroll down. Let's go. A lot of plays came up, but maybe I put in something wrong. Oh, it gave me 5 yards or less from plays from the 50. Okay, I was a little discouraged, but I started looking through the data. All I had to do was match up the following parameters: 15 left on the clock and 5 yards to go. And then I found my first one. Green Bay Packers at San Francisco 49ers, November 24th, 2019. It says at the start of the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers had 1st and 5 to go on the 50. But was there footage of it? Yes, I found highlights, but unfortunately this was not a 50 flip. When the third quarter ended, the ball was actually at the Green Bay 40. Then there was a 5-yard penalty and the ball was placed at the 45. Then there was a neutral zone infraction and the play was whistled dead, moving the ball to the 50. It was a false flag, a red herring. We've been bamboozled. The chain gang had to move at the end of the third quarter, so this disqualifies it. Then I found another one. In 2004, the Buccaneers played the Rams on Monday night, and at the end of the first quarter, the Bucs had the ball at the Ram 50 with 5 to go. However, there was no footage of this incident. But it looks like there were more, and we needed to investigate further. Then I found this one: Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Chargers, December 15th, 2024. This was so recent, there had to be footage, right? It was at the end of the third quarter. The ball was at the 50, 5 to go. I looked up the highlights and I actually found the play. But oh no, the ball wasn't on the 50 exactly. It was about 6 inches short, which is what your mom told me. See, it has to be like right on the 50 for this to work. I found 2 more 50 flips, but again, no footage. Okay, to summarize, I found 7 examples of the 50 flip using this criteria from 1994 to 2024. I tried to find footage of them all, however, some were not exact. I did find this example from 2001 Jags versus Packers, but you can't really see the chain gang and the video is shitty. But the quest was not over. I had one more example to look at, and it led me to this, the MacGuffin of all MacGuffins, the closest to perfection that I could find. December 24th, 2011. Some may remember this as the game Victor Cruz went 99 yards to score a TD and sparked the New York Giants to a Super Bowl run.
Manning on 3rd and 10, he fires, and the catch is made by Cruz, who breaks free.
But oh no, it wasn't that play that was rare. It was before that, when the first quarter ended. The Giants had the ball at the 50, 5 yards to go, the chain gang in place. Did they move? No. They got a generous spot, and I found the full sequence here. The field flips, and nothing moves. It's glorious. So the on-screen blue line is a little off, but the amount of time it took to find this play, the fact that it happened at all, well, that's just pure magic. It's less than 5 inches off from pure perfection, which is what your mom told me. I doubt there is a documented flip and sip more perfect in this world. In 30 years of data, the play happened within 1 yard 7 times and within less than 6 inches once. This is the 59th season in the Super Bowl era, and maybe in the 28 years prior there is another one out there, but we don't have the data. It lays in waiting, dying to be discovered. Are you willing to go through every NFL box score and every old reel of NFL footage from 1966 to 1994 to find it? Are you the hero that the world needs? Just to remind you, it's probably time to flush. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. That's all I'm asking you to do. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to go and, well, I did have a spot in here, but please subscribe.